Hey everyone, I am back with the promised venison stew. So what I did to begin with was I coated my stew meat with some flour and salt and pepper, and then I seared all the sides of that, and then I took that out. You have to sear in batches if you have a bunch of meat because you don't want to overcrowd your pan. And then I threw the vegetables in and cooked those up a little bit, and then I deglazed the pan with a little bit of red wine vinegar and some beef stock. So now it's still on sear. I forgot to mention that. You turn your setting on sear. So now I'm just going to throw some of this garlic in here and get that nice and fragrant. And then we're going to add the rest of our stuff here. So this spoon, by the way, this is one of the teak wooden spoons. I love this one because it's perfect for deglazing your pans. So that's what I did with this. For deglazing just means, you're scraping up all the brown bits from browning your food. And all those little brown bits give your food amazing flavor. So don't throw those out. You want to use those in your sauces or whatever, whatever dish you're making. Keep that and make it into some kind of sauce or whatever is going in your dish. So this is smelling amazing right now. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. So now this is still on sear and it's got 12 minutes left. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to sear, leave this in here for another couple minutes. As far as searing goes, when you're using a quick cooker, well, the multi-cooker or, whatever kind of quick cooker type of thing that you have, even if your recipe doesn't call for searing the food, when you set it on sear as you're getting your ingredients prepped and ready, it will help warm the inner pot so that your food comes to pressure faster. So there's a little tip for you. Now this is good to go. Now I'm just going to add everything back to the pot. So here's my venison meat here. This works with beef stew also, cubed beef meat also. And the purpose of doing the flour, dredging your meat in flour and the, a little bit of seasoning, salt, pepper, whatever, and searing it, it helps, when you sear it, it helps seal in the flavor of your food and seal in the moisture and all that. So now we're adding everything back. Now, if you were making the full recipe that this calls for, you would have used a tablespoon of oil, a pound of venison, 2 teaspoons. So we put our stuff back in here. Now we're going to add some seasonings. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of herbes de Provence, which is a French seasoning. And if you don't have this, Italian is a good substitute. This, again, is our adjustable measuring spoon. So we're going to go to 2 teaspoons here. And then I'm going to try to open this bag. If you're wondering about this little bag instead of the container, this is because of Taste Buds. So if you're not a Taste Buds subscriber, trust me when I say that you want to be. You get 3 seasonings every month. Why can I not open this? There we go. 3 seasonings, and sometimes you get exclusive seasonings that are not for sale. And those are the best ones. Over the summer we had a s'mores mix. But herbes de Provence is one of my favorite ones. So this allows you to be able to try, Taste Buds allows you to be able to try different seasonings that you might not have otherwise tried, I like a little thyme in my stew also. So I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of that. I think it adds a really nice little flavor to it. For salt, I'm going to add, because I'm out of my regular salt, so actually I'm just going to do a little bit of the coarse sea salt, which is fine. It's not ideal, but it works. And then we're going to stir all of this together. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's still cooking, it's still on the sear in here, which is great. It's fine because this is going to take a little bit to cook, But when this comes out and it's done, this meat is as tender as if it had been slow cooking all day long. And in my opinion, it's actually better. It tastes I don't know why, it just tastes so much better. So we have our seasonings in here. We got the meat, the vegetables. So 2 teaspoons herbes de Provence, teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon pepper. Did I do pepper? I don't know. Doesn't matter because I put it in the meat already anyway when I dredged it. 4 cups of diced potatoes, 2 cups of carrots, 1 cup diced celery, diced onion, 2 cloves of garlic. So You saw when I put that garlic in, it was more like 6 cloves. Oops. And the diced onion, I just diced it up. Celery, I just did a whole, what is it called? Drawing a blank, whatever. The whole thing of celery. I did a whole thing of it. I have no carrots. Actually, I have 1 carrot, so here's my part of my 1 little carrot that's in there. So I didn't have a full, full pound of carrots or however much to put in there, 2 cups. But I did do the potatoes and the garlic, and I don't have a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, which is another what would go in next, but that's totally fine because my family doesn't like the red stuff anyway. The acid in it, has problems. It gives us problems. So next, after this, we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's probably because you never knew how to pronounce it before. And now you do. So say it with me, Worcestershire sauce. And the only reason I know how to say that is because I am from the town of Worcester. City, I should say. And that's how you pronounce that. W-O-R-C-E-S-T-E-R is pronounced Worcester. So I actually have no idea if I'm pronouncing this right, but because I know what that says, I know that that's that's how I pronounce it. Worcestershire sauce. So now you know. And, oh, there we go. We're just going to do, whatever, a few splashes there. Oh, that was quite a bit more than a few, but whatever. And now we're going to add 4 cups of beef stock. Another tip with doing things that require stock, like this, like beef stock or chicken stock, whatever it is to only do, I'm actually going to do all of it, but I don't always do all of it. Sometimes I'll only do half of what's called for, and then I'll add the rest after, because if you're going to release the steam manually, then sometimes it splatters up if you have it too full. Like this is pretty full. But we're going to let this natural release for 10 minutes before cooking it. So, hi Rose. I don't know if you guys like venison stew, but go back and follow this for how to make this incredible venison stew recipe. And if you guys have any really great venison recipes to share in the comments, feel free to share them. Because I'm not a great venison cook. But this recipe is incredible. So we have everything in there. We're going to close the lid. Let me see here. Oh, we got to cancel this here. Okay, we're going to close the lid. We're going to turn, I don't think you guys can see that, but we're going to turn it to the beef setting. We're going to turn it to 30 minutes, and we're going to hit start. Whoops, no, we don't want to delay it. Hold on. I do this every time. I'm pushing buttons. And beef, 30 minutes, and then we press and hold the button, and then it turns on. So now it says run, which means it doesn't mean it's running away from me. It just means it's starting to work. It's got a little wheel on it that tells you where the pressure's at. And so when the wheel is, when it's all the way around, then it's up to pressure, and you'll see this little red button on the top will come up above it. And to release it, you'll push the button down here to release it. Nowhere near up here where the steam comes out. That's what I love about this thing. Other things I love about it is it's so versatile. You can do everything with it. You can sear. I was gonna do this earlier today and set it on the slow, not the slow cooker. I was gonna set it on the delayed start setting. So I was gonna, so it'd be ready to go and it would just start on its own. But I ended up not getting to that. So slow cook. It does sous vide. You can make yogurt in it. You can sterilize in it. You can do dessert, beans, soup, rice, whole grain, seafood. These are all the settings that are on it. So if you have yourself a quick cooker of some sort and you need recipes, go to my website and you can search by tool and you'll see the multi-cooker is what this is called, and that's where you're going to find recipes for your quick cooker, Instant Pot, whatever, any of those things. But if you want to learn how to do sous vide and other things like that, you can find that on there too. And if you make your own yogurt, if you're one of those fancy people, you can make your own yogurt in this. I'm going to be one of those fancy people one of these days and try making my own in this. I just haven't done it yet. So anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and thanks for watching. And tell me if you try this recipe and how you like it, because I made this. This is our go-to venison stew recipe because it's incredible and the flavor is outstanding. In fact, Rose, you guys could come over and get some. Come over in about an hour and I'll give you a bowl to take home. I'm not even kidding. Come over. You're only right up the road. All right, guys. I'll see you later.